All right, it's time to launch your campaign. If you're watching this video, I'm going to assume that you've already brainstormed an irresistible offer for your business. And in this video, I'm just going to imagine that you own a local movie theater. So as you see on the screen right here, here's a front desk landing page. You see free popcorn. So our irresistible offer is free popcorn. Then of course it says click here to receive your coupon for a free large popcorn. And then you just ask them for their first name and their email address, and then the button, of course, says, yes, send me the coupon. If I hover over this, it changes to the color green, so you know that, we want you to click here. So this is the landing page that we're going to send them to from our Facebook ad. So they'll see our Facebook ad pop up in their newsfeed. They'll click on it, and it's going to take them to this landing page that I created with Front Desk. Where the whole point of it, again, the whole purpose of a landing page is just to collect their contact information. We want to get them to sign up and opt in to our offer. And of course, once we capture their contact information, we would either email them a link to a coupon that they can print out, or what you could do is actually mail them. If I were to fill this out right here with first name, email address, yes, send me the coupon, it would bring me to what's called a squeeze page within Front Desk. And of course, that's where you capture their full contact information. So that squeeze page is going to look very similar to this page right here, except rather than just asking for first name and email, it's going to ask them for all their info, their mailing address, their phone number, the zip code, etc. At that point, we capture their full contact information because maybe we would actually mail them in the actual mail a coupon so they can get their free large popcorn. But so here's where we're sending them. So once they click on that on Facebook, here's where they would actually end up. It's really important that on your landing page, it mirrors what they clicked on the Facebook ad, because you need to create a sense of familiarity. You don't want to surprise them with something that doesn't look at all like what they clicked on. Then they're kind of confused and they're thinking, is this a scam? Is this kind of sketchy? I don't really know what I clicked on. Is this website going to give me a virus? So if on this landing page for your movie theater, the headline says free popcorn, click here to get your coupon for a free large popcorn. Ideally, that's exactly verbatim what it says word to word in the Facebook ad. So ideally, your headline on the Facebook ad is going to be click here to receive your coupon for a free large popcorn. So it mirrors what it said on the Facebook ad, so they know they're in the right place, so they know that they came to the right place when they clicked on that ad, that they came to the right destination. So you want there to be a congruency between the ad itself and the landing page. And just to quickly review right before I get into how to actually design your first Facebook ad campaign, just really quickly, the whole purpose of social media marketing for small businesses is to generate leads. So I just want to be really clear on that too. I know I really talked about that in prior trainings, but we need to be very, very clear on our objective and our purpose. We are not creating these ads to get a lot of likes or engagement or comments or any other of these vanity metrics that really don't mean anything. The only way we measure success of this advertisement is how many leads do we get? How many people actually come to this Front Desk page and enter in their name and email and sign up for a coupon? How many people did we actually get to opt in? We don't care at all about how many people saw the ad or how many people clicked and liked it or commented. All we care about is the amount of people that actually signed up. So if your cost per lead, or let's say you spent $100 on this local ad. If you get 50 people to sign up, then your cost per lead is $2. 50 leads times $2 a piece is $100. Awesome. I would much rather have that than spend $100 on a local newspaper ad that just in a vague, ambiguous sense just builds your brand or gets your name out there. Right, that's a very meaningless goal and doesn't actually contribute to the bottom line. It's not actually going to create customers, grow your profits. So when we use social media, the whole purpose of social media, the whole purpose of Facebook, is to get them off of Facebook to a landing page just like this one where we can capture their contact information. So I view, in my opinion, I view Facebook and social media as a giant network to generate leads. I know a lot of other social media, experts or whatever will say that, oh, it's a great place to engage your audience and ask questions and interact with them and comment back and forth. And that's all great. Uh, Nothing wrong with that, but that doesn't contribute to the bottom line. That doesn't grow your profits. You can't really measure a trackable return on investment, a trackable ROI when you're using social media that way. So there's nothing wrong with it. But if you have scarce resources and you're down to $100 in your ad budget, I wouldn't spend $100 to brand yourself, or I wouldn't spend $100 to get more likes or something like that. I would spend $100 in a direct lead generation offer, like I'm going to show you how to do right here, so you can actually measure how many new customers you generated. So again, let's imagine we're a movie theater owner. I'm going to hop over here to Facebook. So I'm just going to assume that you don't have a Facebook page. So maybe you already have a Facebook page. You can probably skip ahead 5 minutes in the video and get into the actual ad creation. But I'll just take like a couple minutes here to show you how to create a page if you don't already have one. So I'm just going to go over here to create page. I'm going to choose, of all these options I have here, I'm assuming you're a local business, so we'll click that. And the category, if we're gonna, for this example, we're gonna assume that you're a movie theater, so I'll just find movie theater on here. And again, I'm making this up, this is not a real business, so I'm just gonna call it Tim's Cinema. And for the street address, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, Fake Avenue. I'll type in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The zip code for Minneapolis, Minnesota. That, and just put in a fake address here, fake phone number, excuse me. Cool. Cool. And for the about category, this is just asking, Facebook asking you basic information about your business. I'll just put the official Facebook page of Tim's Cinema, and www.timscinema.com. Up here, I'll just put movie theater. Cool, and again, of course, all this is fake. I'm creating this fake page just for this video. So it's Tim's Cinema, real establishment business. Or venue, click no. Save my info. Profile picture. I'm going to go ahead and upload it from computer. And I'll just use this image of popcorn as my profile picture for now. But of course, here on the profile picture, you'd probably upload a picture of your logo or a picture of your building. Click next. And here it's going to ask you to start paying money to get some more likes. Do not do this. There's absolutely no purpose in paying for likes. It's a complete waste of money, so I'm going to go skip. So here's my Facebook page, Tim's Cinema. I'll just click next here and skip and next. So here's my Facebook page. I could upload a cover photo here. Here's my profile picture. Of course, here's my news feed right here. I'm going to go ahead over and find a picture of a movie theater just so you know what a good cover photo looks like. Go with that one. That's kind of cool. And I'm going to make this my cover photo. So if I click here, add a cover, I'm going to go to upload a photo. I'm going to find that photo that I just saved. Awesome, so I can drag it here to reposition it so it looks a little better. Cool, and I click Save Changes. And there we go. That that is my Facebook page, just so it looks a little nicer now. So the fastest way to launch ad, let's get right into this. The fastest way to launch an ad is just to post something on your wall here, a normal page post, and then we're going to create an ad from that page post. It'll pop up in people's news feeds. It's not going to be one of those awkward, annoying ads on the side over here that are really small. No one ever clicks on those. Those typically have a 0.01, 0.02 percentage click rate, meaning 1 out of every 1,000 people clicks on it. So that's terrible, complete waste of money. What we're going to do is make a page post ad that actually pops up in people's news feeds as if it was a friend sharing it. These are very, very effective, very effective. So I'm just going to post a photo here because keep in mind our offer is free popcorn. We want it to be immediately obvious when this pops up in their newsfeed that our offer is a free large popcorn at our movie theater. When something pops up in people's news feeds, people are usually skimming, they're scanning their news feed. You do not have 10 seconds to write a really long ad. The image has to grab them. If you're taking notes right now, you should probably write down that the most important part of any Facebook ad is the image. You can test headlines and the actual copy of the ad and all that, but the image is what's going to make the most difference in the effectiveness of your ad. I've seen some instances where a business used an image and the ad sort of worked, not really though. It didn't generate a crazy response, and then they changed the image and they got a 5 times better response or even a 10 times better response from a different image. The reason that is because when people are scanning their newsfeed, they are visually scanning. They're not reading everything. They're just looking for a picture or something that looks interesting. So if you can capture their attention in that split second, that just micro nanosecond that they see an image of a big buttery popcorn, right? If they're even thinking about going to a movie, that just kind of subconsciously grabs their attention for just a split second, and then they'll give you the chance and they'll just read your ad to see what it's about. So the image you choose is very, very important. If you find your ad isn't working up to par and your cost per lead is too high or you're not getting enough clicks, it's the image. The first thing to test and usually the last thing to test is always the image. So when you're creating Facebook ads, the image is the most important thing. So I'm just going to make a normal page post on this page here, a photo post. So I'll click photo video and I'll click upload photo video. And again, I'm just going to find that picture of the popcorn. I got to scroll down here to find it. Oops, I'll actually have to search for it. Here we go. So this is the same image you see here. I'm going to make a page post about this. I like using capital letters in the headline if it's possible. So let's say that you live in Madison, Wisconsin. Okay, a good headline might be "Attention, Madison. Free large popcorn this weekend only at Tim's Cinema." And then I will put, let's say, www.timsfreepopcorncoupon.com. It's actually really important that you choose a website title that clearly communicates what you're offering and clearly communicates where you're going to take someone when they click on that ad. So it's pretty intuitive, it's pretty self-explanatory that when they see www.timsfreepopcorncoupon.com that they're probably being brought to a website where they can sign up for a coupon to get some free popcorn. A lot of times people use websites with numbers and symbols and they don't really know what they're clicking on, or they use what's called a link shortener, and it's just 5 or 6 characters and they don't really know what it is. It kind of looks spammy, sketchy. You're not really sure if you should click on it. It's always good to just buy a custom domain. It costs like 18 bucks. Buy a custom domain for your landing page so that when someone clicks on www.timsfreepopcorn.com, it takes them right here. Okay, so You want to keep these short, sweet, and to the point. Like a prospect or a customer, if this pops up in their Facebook newsfeed, if your image does a good job of catching their attention initially, you really only have a couple seconds to really reel them in and emotionally connect with them so they read your ad and click on the link. You don't have 20 seconds to make a sale. You often don't even have 10 seconds to make a sale. You need to clearly communicate what your irresistible offer is in as short of words as possible. The more clear and direct you are, typically the better your ad will do. So you could say, attention Madison, free large popcorn this weekend only at Tim's Cinema. Maybe I'll say, click here to download your coupon. And then, of course, it just says www.timsfreepopcorncoupon.com. You could test and experiment. Maybe you get rid of the attention Madison. If you're in a small town, smaller town, and people have kind of heard of Tim's Cinema before, maybe there's only a couple movie theaters in town, or maybe you're the only movie theater in town. Maybe you're in a town of 20,000 people or 25,000 people, and you're the only movie theater in town. Then maybe this is unnecessary. So if that's the case, I would just get rid of that headline of Attention Madison, or Attention Kansas City, or Attention Jacksonville, Attention Birmingham. Just get rid of it and go with a headline that just clearly communicates what the offer is. So free large popcorn this weekend only at Tim's Cinema. Click here to download your coupon. www.timsfreepopcorncoupon.com. So I'm just going to post this ad. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to add some exclamation points because that makes it look more exciting. Awesome. So here's what the page post looks like. It's very simple, nothing fancy going on here. Free large popcorn this weekend only at Tim's Cinema. Click here to download your coupon and timsfreepopcorncoupon.com. Of course, people can like, comment, share, but we really don't care about any of that. All we want is that someone clicks this pops up, and then bam, they click this link. The whole point is to get them to click this link, because when they click this link, let's say that you own a restaurant. Maybe it's bobsfreecoupon.com or sallyscafecoupon.com. Make sure that the title of your website is something where it clearly communicates what they're clicking to, and it clearly communicates what they're getting in the website title, just to remind them psychologically that they're about to get an awesome deal. So again, the whole purpose of this Facebook ad is not to get a bunch of views. It's not to brand yourself. It's not to just, in a vague sense, get your name out there. It's not to get likes, comments, or shares. It's to get people to see it. It pops up in their Facebook newsfeed, and we want to get them to actually click the link. So if they click this link, again, it's going to take them right here to this front desk landing page where they will sign up. Just some general benchmarks when you're running Facebook ads. I would say if your click rate can be at 2% or higher, you're doing well, and typically the marketing math is going to work out if your click rate is 2% or higher. If you're 3% or higher, it's going to be often amazing, and anything higher than that, you are really, really going to have a strong advertisement. The click rate, you want it to be as high as possible. So that's just the percentage of people, of course, clicking your ad or seeing your ad that actually click your ad. So out of every 100 people, how many people are actually clicking on your ad? So if Facebook shows your ad to 100 people, how many of those 100 didn't just see the ad but actually clicked on it? So, of course, a click rate of 2% means that 2 out of every 100 people clicked the ad. That doesn't mean that 2 out of every 100 clicked the link. And this is where a lot of people can get messed up, is they think, oh, my click rate is really good. I had a click rate of, sometimes maybe you even have a really, really good ad, and the click rate is 8%. I mean, that would be awesome if your click rate is 8%. I have a click rate of 8%, and I've had 100 clicks, but I've only had 10 signups on my website. That's not good. That means I'm only converting 10%. A click on Facebook does not mean a link click. So you need to make sure that what you're actually measuring is a link click and not just a general click, because Facebook will count it as a click if someone just clicks on this picture, or if they click like, or if they comment. All of those count as clicks, even though they're not clicking through to your website. So when you're measuring your ads and kind of analyzing the success of the ads, did this work, did it not work, make sure that you're looking at website clicks, not just general clicks. But again, a good benchmark is if after a day or two of running your ads, if you see that the click rate is above 2% or even 3%, that's really, really good. The vast majority of Facebook ads get like less than 0.05%. So the vast majority of ads don't do well. So if you can get 2% or higher click rate, you're doing very, very well. So here you have your finished page post. We haven't actually technically created an ad yet. We've just created a post on your page. The next step is actually creating the Facebook ad itself so that this post here shows up in people's Facebook news feeds. Right now, not a whole lot of people are going to see it. Maybe just some of your fans that like your page. But even if no one has liked your page yet, you can use this method to reach out to hundreds and thousands and sometimes even tens of thousands of people in your area. So even if you don't have any likes on your page, don't worry, because we can pay to have this post pop up in people's newsfeed. So that's what I'll show you how to do right now. So I'm going to go up here and click the F to take me back to my normal Facebook feed. I click Ads Manager right here. And then I'm going to go to Create Ad up here, this big green button. And what kind of results do you want for your ads? I'm going to go to Boost Posts. Okay. And then I will type in Tim's Cinema. There it is. And then this pops up, free large popcorn. So if I click this, it's saying, yep, that's the post we want to promote. Click Continue. As I scroll down here, typically what I'll do, right here the right column is checked, meaning it's those tiny ads on the right side that are really annoying. No one ever clicks on them. So typically I'll click Remove because it's almost just a waste of money paying to have your ads show up over there. So here's what the ad's going to look like in people's news feeds. Say Tim's Cinema, so that's of course just the title of your page. Free large popcorn this weekend only at Tim's Cinema. Click here to download your coupon, timsfreepopcorncoupon.com. So that's exactly what it'll look like when it shows up in people's Facebook news feeds. Now, the only mention that it's actually an ad at all is just this tiny text here that says sponsored. So that's a pretty good looking ad because it's very clear that a big bucket of popcorn, they're thinking, what is this? And then you've by luring them in with that picture of the hot buttery popcorn, they see the first word is free. That's very important that you lead with the value there. So the very first word in this ad is free large popcorn this weekend only at Tim's Cinema. So right away in the first sentence, it takes you 1 second essentially to read that sentence. You know that, oh, okay, here's what's going on. Now I can get a free large popcorn by clicking this ad. And then it tells them exactly what to do. Click here to download your coupon. And then the link to timsfreepopcorncoupon.com. So again, the title that you have this website be is very important that you clearly communicate in the website title itself. Of course, timsfreepopcorncoupon.com. That you clearly communicate what it is you're offering. Also, with the call to action, the more specific and exact you can be in telling them what to do, the better. I can almost guarantee you that if I were to actually run this ad, if I actually owned a movie theater, I would probably get a better response to this ad, and I would probably generate more leads and more business by having this phrase here, click here to download your coupon, www.timsfreecoupon.com, than if I didn't have this sentence. If I took out this sentence here and all it said was timsfreepopcorncoupon.com, it might confuse people. So here we're telling them exactly what to do. It's a clear call to action. Click here to download your free coupon. Oh, I guess I should click this link if I want free popcorn. So here's what your ad will look like. We're going to scroll down here, and here's where it's really cool. It might look complicated at first if you've never used Facebook ads before, but it's actually really, really easy, and it's simple to use. So just over here on the right, this is just Facebook's way of telling you in real time how many people your ad could reach where it's targeted. So when I type things in over here of where I want to target, it'll pop up over here telling me the results, essentially. That's how easy this is. So for audiences, let's say that you're in Madison, Wisconsin. So I'll type in Madison, Wisconsin, and it pops up. So I'll just click Madison, Wisconsin, United States. And you can say Madison plus a 25-mile radius. You could do a 10-mile or even 50-mile radius. So let's just say we're going to do Madison plus the surrounding 10 miles around Madison. If you want to even, you can type in specific zip codes here too. So maybe you live in a bigger city and you don't want to target the entire city. Maybe you live in Dallas, Texas, and Dallas is obviously a huge city, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Maybe you only wanted to target a few specific zip codes in that city. So what you would do is you would just enter the zip codes here, and it'll automatically pop up where you're wanting to go. So I'm just going to type in the zip code where I live, actually, 56201. If I click that, it automatically pops up. That is where I live right now, is Willmar, Minnesota. So I would just click that, and it would add it to there. So for this example, of course, I'm not going to do that, so I will X that. So right now we have Madison, Wisconsin plus 10 miles. So because we have the age set here at 18 to 65 plus, what that means is over here, it says this ad is going to show to anyone living in Madison, Wisconsin, plus a 10-mile radius around it that is in between the ages of 18 and up. Basically, when it says 65 plus, that means anyone. So it tells us the potential reach right here is 260,000 people. If you haven't done Facebook ads before, you should know that that does not mean that your ad is going to be shown to 260,000 people. What that means is that every person that fits this category, if living within 10 miles of Madison that's over 18, that's a total of 260,000 people on Facebook. So how many of those people you reach depends on how much you're willing to spend. So let's say that you found your ideal target market of people that go to the most movies are in between the ages of 25 and 35. So I'm going to change this to 25, and then I will change this to 35, and then here it recalculates it over here. Oh, that's only 82,000 people, so that's a tiny fraction of what the previous number was, which was hundreds of thousands of people. And maybe you found that the best customers that go to the movies are men, because maybe the men are the ones taking their wives or their girlfriends, or maybe just their friends, for an evening at the movies. So maybe you would go to gender men. So then it's going to calculate it again. So we just went from 80,000 to 40,000. So it cut it more or less in half, which intuitively makes sense. So a potential reach of 40,000 people. There's more demographics here. We could go for relationship. We could target education. Are they college educated? Do you want to target people with certain jobs? Do you want to target people by their income or net worth? This might be a good tool to look at if you're selling something more high-end, like nicer cars. If you're a car dealership and you sell Mercedes or BMWs or Cadillacs, etc., you could actually target Facebook ads based on people's income or net worth. So your Facebook ads would only be shown to people that have proven to making a higher salary, a higher net worth. You can target based on home value. You can target on ethnic factors. You can target on someone's generation. You can target if they're parents, if they're moms, dads. You can target what their politics are. You can actually target conservative people or liberal people or independents. Life events is really cool. This is a really, really powerful one. You click that here. You could target someone that just got a new job. And how, of course, Facebook calculates that is if someone's recently updated their career or their job status, it'll show it to them. So maybe you own a furniture store and you want to target people in your city that maybe just moved there, just got a new job. You could target a Facebook ad to anyone that just got a new job. If you're a wedding and bridal, or maybe you're a photographer for weddings, it would be a great Facebook strategy to target people that are newly engaged for less than 3 months. You can do newly engaged for 6 months or less. I would go with 3 months because If someone just got engaged, they're probably really excited. They're in that wedding planning mentality, that wedding planning mode, and you could reach them on Facebook. So your Facebook ad would only show up to people that were recently engaged in the last 3 months. So how cool would that be to be a wedding photographer and be able to target an ad to only people that just got engaged? Maybe you are a real estate agent and you want to target people that just got married and are probably looking to buy their first home together. So you could do newlywed for less than a year. So this is people that have been married less than a year. This is people that have been married less than 6 months. You can target recently moved. You could target upcoming birthday. For a movie theater, with the example we're going with for this tutorial, or a restaurant, targeting upcoming birthdays is absolutely genius. So as you see over here on the right, this is targeting people who have their birthday within 1 week. So all you would have to do for this is, let's say your movie theater is in Madison, Wisconsin, and you want to target anyone living in Madison whose birthday is within the next week. And maybe you change the ad to say, happy birthday, come see a movie and get a free bucket of popcorn on the house. You would attract a lot of people because that's a very timely, relevant time to show them that ad. If you're a restaurant, you could have this ad pop up and it would say, happy birthday, click here for a coupon for a free meal on your birthday. And the click rate on that ad is going to be very, very strong. You'll probably get a lot of leads that way because, of course, people always go out to eat on their birthdays. So if they see this Facebook ad pop up 2 days before their birthday or 5 days before their birthday, they're going to be pretty excited, and it's pretty timely. You're reaching them at the perfect time. So I don't want to overwhelm you with all these options. Just so you know, the more you kind of explore this, the more you realize that this is a very, very powerful advertising tool, the more you explore what it can do for you. So we could target anyone with an upcoming birthday, but we don't necessarily have to do that. So right now we're targeting just people that live in Madison, Wisconsin, plus a 10-mile radius, in the age range of 25 to 35, and they're males. So it's giving us 40,000 people. Typically, you're going to want the potential reach to be 10,000 people or more, ideally 30 or 40,000 people or more. Now, if you're in a small town, of course, that's not always possible. If you live in a town with only 10,000 people, you're obviously not going to get a reach of 40,000 people. So the higher the better. You definitely don't want to have a reach of 2,000 people or 3,000 people. Because that's probably not a large enough sample size to get a sufficient amount of leads from. So again, you can target life events, you can target interests, you can target behaviors. There's a lot of categories here that you can look at. For interest, what that means is, has the person liked a page on Facebook, or have they used that word anywhere on their Facebook page that would lead us to believe that they're interested in that topic. So maybe you own a sporting goods store and you're trying to sell more baseball bats for the upcoming baseball season. You could search interests here and type in baseball, and if you just clicked baseball here, your ad is going to target anyone that has liked baseball somewhere on their Facebook page or has mentioned the word baseball. So that ad will be much more accurate than just advertising to the general public, because you're putting it in front of an extremely targeted group of people. With the behaviors, this is actually pretty cool. Let's say that your target market is small business owners. Maybe you're a local printing shop or a local advertising agency, a local radio station, and you're looking to sell ads to small business owners. Or maybe you're an accounting service and you're looking to get more small business clients. You could target behaviors here, so click Browse, and you go to Digital Activities right here, and you could click Facebook Page Admins. So this will only target your ad to people who actually control a Facebook page. So they're more than likely a small business owner that has a small business page. So your ad would only be popping up in people's news feeds that actually control a Facebook page, which is pretty cool. You can search for automotive data. What kind of car someone has, if they just bought a car. Maybe you're a car wash and you want to target someone that recently bought a car. You could put an ad for a free car wash that they would have to click and download the coupon. You would get their contact information, and of course you can sell them over and over and over again because they probably want to keep their new car clean, right? So there's so many things that you can do with targeting Facebook ads. I do not have time in this video to go over all of them. I just want to get you familiar with the options that you do have. It'll probably take you half hour or 20 minutes or so to go through everything and like explore all this and see how customized you can make your ad. But for our purposes for this video, we'll just say that we're targeting Madison, Wisconsin plus 10 miles, ages 25 to 35, males, because we think that maybe males are more likely to click on this coupon because maybe they're going to take their girlfriend or their wife out for a date and they want to be able to get a free bucket of popcorn, right? So it's going to show to 40,000 people, and connections will just go with all. And here's what we will title the ad campaign within our Facebook account. It's just going to be called Tim's Cinema. The budget you can do per day or per lifetime. Per day, of course, is pretty self-explanatory. Here it's set for $5 a day. And if you did that, you would have to start a start date and an end date, or you could run it continuously. Often what most of my Main Street marketing clients do is lifetime. So we'll change it to a lifetime budget. And then it's going to give us a start date and an end date. For a Facebook ad, if you're running an irresistible offer ad, usually a good time frame is anywhere between 2 and 3 days, so you get a real spike in traffic. So we could start it on the 29th here at basically 2 p.m. and we want to end it, let's say, on the 31st because that's a Friday. Let's end our ad at 5:58 p.m. So the last ad people will click on is around 6 p.m., probably about an hour before the 7 o'clock movie start on Friday night. So your ad's going to run for 2 days, and let's say that we want to spend $100 on this ad. I can't give you an exact amount, and I don't want to lead you to believe that you should get certain metrics or certain leads with this, but I would say, just based on my experience of working with small business owners, I would say if you spent $100 on a locally targeted ad for a movie theater and you were giving away free popcorn, you would probably generate leads for about $1 or $2 a piece. So if we want to be conservative and say a $2 CPL or a $2 cost per lead, that would of course mean that if we spent $100, we would be generating 50 leads. 50 people would actually click and download the coupon. $2 per lead times 50 is 100. I've seen people get their cost per lead when they're using an irresistible offer like this down to even 50 cents, which is awesome. So that would mean, of course, that if you spent $100, you would get 200 leads into your small business. 200 leads for $100. So each business is different. In real estate, I have some clients that are realtors, and often their cost per lead is closer to $5 to $6 because, of course, they're selling a more expensive product. So if you're a real estate agent and you can get leads on Facebook for $5 a piece, let's say 1 out of every 10 leads that you generate actually converts into being a buyer or a seller. That means that every buyer you seller you can acquire for $50. If your cost per lead is $5 and you need 10 leads to actually get a quality buyer or seller, you're getting a buyer or seller for $50, and maybe you'll get a $5,000 commission or a $10,000 commission from that buyer or seller. That's a pretty good deal for $50, right? So that's why I'm so excited about using Facebook ads, is because you can measure to the penny what your cost per lead is if you're driving them to a front desk landing page. So again, do not use Facebook just to get likes or get your name out there, build brand awareness. Use it to generate measurable, quantifiable leads. That's why I love Facebook so much, is that you can measure and know to the penny how effective your marketing is. So right before we actually launch the ad, lifetime budget of $100, here's when the ad's going to start, here's where it's going to end. And it tells us your ad, will run until Thursday, October 30th, and it'll actually run, I can change that actually to the 31st on a Friday. And it'll tell you we're going to spend $100. Over here, it's going to tell us an estimate of how many people we're going to reach with our ad, which is pretty cool. So this is what how many people probably see our ad. I would go to optimize for page post engagement. You can optimize for clicks or impressions. It's usually best to optimize for page post engagement unless you're a real Facebook expert and you want to optimize for manual cost per clicks or impressions. I'll probably cover that in future videos, but for now, 9 times out of 10, small business owners are best served going for optimizing for page post engagement. Go ahead and do that. We'll click here, and here we would place the order. Cool, your order has been placed. You'll receive a notification once your ads are reviewed. Typically, it takes Facebook less than 10 minutes to approve your ad. Basically, they're just making sure that you didn't upload a picture in an ad of naked people, or you're not using excessive swearing or anything inappropriate like that. So, usually that ad gets approved pretty instantly. So go to continue. If I want to check out how my ad is doing, I go to Ads Manager. Okay, so how we do that, and I know this looks confusing, I'll explain it really quickly. Go back to Facebook. So here's my normal Facebook newsfeed. Okay, to go to my Ads Manager, I clearly just go to Ads Manager right here. It's on the left. And I find my post, Tim Cinema, post engagement. And here's my ad right here, this link. So I click this, and my ad will pop up. Here we go. So here's just a recap of the targeting we used. Here's the bidding. Here's where it's going to tell us all the stats for our ad, the results, the cost, how many clicks we've got. And remember I said earlier in the video, clicks can be misleading because that doesn't mean they're actually clicking through to the link. It could just mean they're clicking on the picture or they're liking it. Here it's going to tell us the click-through rate. Is that 1%, 2%, 5%? Because the ad hasn't actually launched yet, all this is blank because it actually hasn't started showing yet. So I'm going to actually take you to an ad that's running right now so I can give you an idea of what a real Facebook ad looks like in your Ads Manager. So I'll go back to campaigns here, and I'll actually show you an ad I'm running right now for Main Street Marketing. Cool. And again, I know if you've never used the Facebook ads and Facebook Ads Manager, you're probably intimidated, overwhelmed right now, and you're thinking, this is really confusing. I don't really understand this. But I just made this ad so I could quick show you. So this ad had a $50 lifetime budget, not a lot of money at all. Not a lot of money at all. It's a very small ad. It has, let's see, been shown an average of 7.84 times to each person. So each person that this ad was showing to has seen it an average of almost 8 times. So far, we've spent a total of $39.69 on this ad, and we've got about 35 clicks on the ad. So roughly, we're paying a little bit more than $1 per click on this ad. You look here, the click rate is 2.8%. That's good, because remember I said anything above 2 is typically really good. Anything above 3 is really, really good. Anything higher than that is awesome. I think the best ad I've ever run for a client, we had a 28% click rate. Meaning, of course, that out of every 100 people that saw it, 28 clicked, which is awesome. That ad did very, very well. Right down here, here's where you're actually going to see your website clicks right here. This is the most important number. The clicks themselves don't matter as much. Notice that 35 people clicked on it, but only 21 clicked on the actual link. That means that 14 of the clicks, 35 minus 21, means that 14 of those clicks here weren't actual clicks to our landing page, weren't clicks to our front desk landing page. They were just clicks on the picture. They were people liking it or commenting. So The number you should be concerned about is the website clicks. So if we've spent about 40 bucks and got about 20 website clicks, that of course means that our website clicks are about $2 a piece. So that means let's just do some simple fourth grade marketing math. If we're getting website clicks for $2 a piece, again, we've spent 40 and we've gotten 20 website clicks, so $2 a piece. Let's say our landing page is converting at about 20%. And that means that when they click on it and they go to front desk here, that means about 20% of the people visiting this landing page are actually filling it out. Because of course, not everyone that actually goes here is going to fill out their information. Usually a very high percentage of people will click through and they'll get here and they'll get scared because they don't want to give you their name or email address and they'll just X out. So what I've found is a good benchmark, a good rule of thumb is if you can convert 20% of the traffic to your front desk landing page, you'll do very, very well. That's a general rule for small businesses. I've had some clients achieve an 80% conversion rate, which is amazing. I've had other clients get 10 or 15%, and their ads still did really, really well. But in general, you want that number to be at 20% or higher. Most of the clients I work with are probably in that 20 to 30% range, maybe even 20 to 40% in terms of the conversion rate on the landing page, which is the percentage of people, again, that visit your landing page that actually fill out the information and they give you their name and email and click yes, send me the coupon. So going back to the movie theater example, we had a $40 cost, we had 20 website clicks, so each website click is costing us $2. So that means if we got 5 website clicks, it would cost us $10. $2 per website click times 5 is $10. And that means if we have a 20% conversion rate, 1 out of those 5 is going to actually fill out the landing page, meaning that we're paying $10 per lead to get these leads. So realistically, we want that number to be less than 5 for a movie theater. So that would mean we either need to get the website clicks down, or we need to convert a higher percentage on this landing page. And what's cool is that front desk is going to show you all of this. So within your front desk, you'll be able to see the conversion rate of your landing page. On an ad like this, I would say if a movie theater were to give away free popcorn, you'd probably be converting more than 50% of the traffic. This is a very low threshold offer. It's not a risky proposition, to sign up for a free large popcorn. So I would say you'd probably convert more than 50%. Your website clicks would be much less than $1, not $2. So more than likely, you're going to be generating leads for a couple bucks a piece, which is great. So again, I will pop back over here to the ads, Facebook ads manager, and here it's going to give you your timeline, your budget, what you've spent today, what you've spent total on that ad. This, of course, is just a graph seeing when you've had the most clicks. But really, the important things that you're looking at are what have you spent total and how many website clicks do you have. And, of course, the click rate. We want that click rate to be about 2%. At least, ideally it's 3% or higher, even more. But the rule of thumb is anything 2% or higher is probably adequate. You're going to get a good response to that ad. On the landing page, on the front desk landing page, we want to convert at least 20% of the people that visit this page into actually signing up. So for every 100 people that click on the link and visit this page right here, out of every 100 people, we want at least 20 of them to be actually signing up. With an ad like this, I would estimate, just a guess, you'll probably get 50% or more of people signing up, which is great. So that concludes this Facebook ads lesson. There's actually hours and hours more of content and tips and tricks I could show you, but now you know exactly how to go out and create a Facebook ad for your small business. You know how to create the page post. You know how to create the ad. I showed you about the targeting and how you can target people who have birthdays coming up, how you can target newlyweds, how you can target couples that just got engaged. You can target ages, you can target gender, you can target by their interest. Are they football fans? Are they fans of the Miami Dolphins or the Oakland Raiders? Are they fans of a certain TV show? Are you a clothing store? Are you looking for people that are into fashion? The options available to you with Facebook's ad targeting are almost unlimited. So I showed you how to use all of that. I showed you how to analyze your Facebook Ads Manager, so you could open this up and really dissect your ads, how they're doing like a marketing pro. This is just something you can't do with newspaper ads. You can't do this with radio ads. That's why I love using Facebook ads right now for small businesses, is because you can get so scientific with it and know exactly what the ROI is of your advertising campaign. So per every $40 you spent, how many website clicks did we get? How many times are they seeing our ad? How many people have we reached total? All of that is right there in front of you, so there's no guesswork. So I showed you how to use the Ad Manager. I showed you how to craft your ad and how to formulate your front desk landing page. The only step remaining is for you to go out and do it. I know that right now you're probably feeling a little bit intimidated. I know I was the first time I launched a Facebook ad. I did not know what I was doing. It totally flopped. It totally did not work. So here's my final piece of advice. You should know before getting started that probably 80% of Facebook ads do not work. Okay, so if you run your first ad and you followed all these instructions and you watch this video and you're super excited, to bring in a bunch of new customers to your business, and your ad just totally flops and your click rate is 0.4%, and you spend $20 and nothing happens, you don't get any leads, don't lose heart, don't get frustrated. Facebook ads is kind of like baseball, where the best hitters are only getting on base 30% of the time. So the majority of the time, your Facebook ads probably won't work. So usually what I do is I test with a $20 budget, or a $30 budget, or maybe a $50 budget. So I'm not risking a bunch of money. And you can always change that here. You can always add more. So if I wanted to add more, I would just go up here and I can type in how much I want to add. So you can always add more to your budget once you know the ad is working. So don't feel like you need to go out and spend $100 and the ad doesn't work and you're like, crap, I just spent $100. Because many times, even if you're a good marketer, even if you know what you're doing, the ad just won't work. So you have to experiment. And it's always good to experiment with less money than experimenting with a bunch of money. So for most small businesses, I would say you can get a pretty good sample size and trust the results just by spending as little as $20, $25 on an ad. So spend $20. If your click rate is above 2 or 3, if you're getting enough website clicks, if your cost per lead is reasonable, if your cost per lead is $5 or less, then increase the budget to $50 or $100. So don't feel that if it doesn't work that you're frustrated or you're doing something wrong, or I'm stupid, or I'm an idiot. Why can't I figure this out? Just keep testing. So launch your first campaign and launch another one and another one, because the more you do it, the more you're going to learn, the better you're going to get at it. Right now I'm sure you're thinking this is going to take me hours. Now I can create a Facebook ad in probably 5 minutes. The whole thing from start to finish, I can launch an ad in 5 minutes. It'll take you longer the first time, and that's totally okay, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get with it. Most people, after they've done it 2 times or 3 times, they're a pro, they're an expert. So the final thing I'll leave you with is just do it. I've given you everything in this training video that you need to know to launch a campaign for your small business, to bring in a rush of customers, a flood, an avalanche of paying customers into your business. You know everything. You have the information now. Now it's time to act. Now it's time to take action. So don't wait, don't delay. Think of your irresistible offer and create that Facebook ad. You can have this video handy while you're doing it if you want to check back, but go create your ad right now, because the sooner you take action, the sooner you are going to get results.